KPIs, occupancy, revenue, ADR, RevPAR, etc. What does really actually matter, and how do we judge them? Well, there's always a triangle relationship between the ADR and occupancy and the RevPAR result, let's say. So occupancy doesn't always equal high revenue and therefore revenue per available room, but there's a few things we can obviously look into. If we're comparing small hotels and big hotels, we need to differentiate here, of course, a little bit size, impacts, branding, reputation, market, etc. But a small hotel, 30 rooms, let's say, that has 100% occupancy may pat themselves on the back and be like, hey, well done. But then if you look at the actual result, you see that half the rooms were sold at a discount. RevPAR, therefore, not good. Also, same story or similar approach if we're talking about a larger hotel group or chain. If we're having 400 rooms to fill in a city in a high occupancy moment or high season moment, we can sometimes not avoid that ADR collapses. And that's a problem because we're losing, of course, somewhat market share, and therefore revenue percentage as well goes down the bin. So occupancy is not enough, only looking at ADR is not enough. Then we need to think about the seasonality, concept mix, and all that. That's true. Obviously, the bottom line is what counts, the final profit that goes into our pockets. But at the same time, we can say work smarter, but not harder necessarily. So if we say, okay, do we have occupancy of 70% and 80%? What's the RevPAR difference here? Well, small minimal difference, mainly because of ADR. So of course I would prefer to attract higher paying customers that pay me 120, even that doesn't really get me to 90% occupancy or more, instead of having the hotel with somebody that pays $80, $90 a night and occupancy is a lot higher. Think about the trickle down effect as well, how this impacts your outlets if you have a restaurant, a bar, etc., breakfast room to fill, or even other facilities, let's say like a spa, etc. A guest that has a higher spending power in rooms will have a higher, let's say, possibility in spending power as well to leave money in your outlets. So your total revenue result may also be greatly affected if we're talking about lower paying customers. So RM for hotels, let's get it done.